And so I wanted to ask you, with so many issues, and we both know there are so many issues that people can be focusing on, why should unsustainable food production be such a priority right now?
I think because of the way that it is connected to the core social justice issues of our time. So when you look at climate change, animal agriculture is one of the biggest drivers of climate change. In this country, it is actually the top source of methane emissions, which is a greenhouse gas that is about 80 times as potent as carbon dioxide. And it's one of those greenhouse gases that we actually could reduce really rapidly in the atmosphere and be able to get over this hump. You know, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, this preeminent global authority on climate change, has said, you know, we have 8 years left, something like that, in order to avert the very worst impacts of climate change. So if we don't do these short-term actions like rapidly reducing methane from our atmosphere, we're not going to make it over that hump. And that's kind of that point of no return where we are really looking at a dystopian crisis. And so that's one reason, you know, if you care about climate, you care about future generations, there's one reason to focus on it. I think the second that I would point to is public health, and specifically around racial health disparities. I think the pandemic really underscored how important healthy diets are, because we saw that people who had pre-existing health conditions were far more vulnerable to hospitalization and death resulting from COVID. COVID did surpass things like heart disease and hypertension and diabetes as the top killer in the United States during those years, but usually that title is earned by heart disease, which is often a diet-related disease that can be prevented through a healthy, you know, plant-based or plant-forward, daily whole food diet. So if we want to, you know, have our parents and grandparents living long and healthy lives, and our kids coming after them living long and healthy lives, then shifting our diets toward more plant-based foods is such an important tool to prevent some of the greatest killers, again, in our country, which again disproportionately impact people of color.